QST, QST, QST. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H HAM GlobalNet for this evening. The net is not a directed net, and everybody is welcome and encouraged to participate. The net meets every other Thursday at this time on the Echo link on 9H1 UHF repeater, on 9H1 DMR repeater, and also is broadcast live on the 9H HAM YouTube channel. Any topic of general interest, especially ham radio related, is discussed on this net. And overall, it's a meeting where friends say hello, make sure that everybody is doing okay, and hopefully learning or discussing something new. I'd like to thank all those who make this net possible, the repeater trustees of 9H1 UHF and 9H1 DMR, and Anthony for being a host for the net on many occasions, and myself, of course. I do some hosting as well, and we enjoy it, and we'd like this to continue. So your participation is essential to keeping this net successful. It's been on the air for a bit over 4 years now, I believe, and that's a good start, and hopefully we will continue. If someone has a topic to discuss or any other thing of interest to the net, please feel free to discuss it during the net. I do apologize. I should have given a break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic for the net? Hearing none, let me locate my pen here. There it is. And with pen in hand and pad close by, I would like to now take some check-ins for the 9H HAM GlobalNet.
This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Name is Anthony.
One Foxtrot Bravo Sierra, Charles.
Knowledge, 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha and 9H1 FBS. Good evening to both of you. Any other check-ins at this point in time for the 9H HAM GlobalNet? Everybody is doing well. I certainly hope that spring is definitely in the air. It is here, surprisingly enough. Of March. Today's high temperature is going to be 25 degrees Celsius. And there's no minus in front of that either, which is really great. It's a beautiful day, 0 clouds in the sky, a slight breeze, and probably after the net I will go outside and find a comfortable chair and take a nap in the sun, just like the cats do. Anthony, let me pass it over to you. Good evening to you. Thank you for all you do for the net, and you as well, Charlie. And I hope you're both doing okay. And I hope that something good, like nice warm weather, beach weather, is happening in your neck of the woods. 9H5FA with the 9H HAM GlobalNet and 7APW.
7APW, this is 9H5FA with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Yeah, this heat is increasing, and this week was the first time when I had to switch on my AC in my car. And then we had some cold weather for about 2 days, but today it seems to be returning back to the heat. So my complaining and grumbling time is about to start, and this will escalate till August, and then start reducing slowly till November. Back to the net. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Very good, Anthony. 9H5FA with the 9H HAM GlobalNet and 7APW returning. Well, especially in wintertime, if you ever want to chill out, just hop on over. I'm sure that we can fix you up quite nicely. We look forward to the spring and the fall, or the autumn. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. But then in summer, while before, and when I say before, 20, 30, 40 years ago, the temperature was always around 80, 82 degrees Fahrenheit with low humidity. Now, 20 years, 22 years later, I've been up here for 22 years already. Wow. But anyway, now it's totally changed. And we do get some days that are in the 3-digit temperature range, hopefully, and so far they haven't lasted more than 5 or 6 days, and then they go back to the high 80s in Fahrenheit, or somewhere in the neighborhood of 31 or 32 degrees Celsius. It's not true what they say. Low humidity doesn't mean you feel cooler, but it does help. Very good. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Are there any other check-ins for the net at this point in time? Hearing none. Charlie, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. You sound good. And what's going on in your neck of the woods? 9H1FBS with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
In my neck of the woods, it is windy. 15.4 degrees Celsius. It's about 60, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. It cooled down a bit this week. Yesterday we had a day of rain. Today was quite nice. And looking forward to my next encounter with the medical people, which should be in about 2 weeks' time. Anyway, won't keep it long. Say good evening to both and anybody else who's listening. 9H1FBS.
Okay, very good, Charlie. 9H1FBS with the 9H HAM GlobalNet and 7APW. Well, all the best for that encounter. I had one last week, in fact, last Thursday. But I had been planning on going to that appointment for the last 3 months. It was in Billings, Montana, which is about 125 miles away from here. But every time I set the appointment up and the appointment date showed up, the weather was miserable to the point where the Weather Service was saying, you know, if you really don't have to be on the road, stay home. So I did. But last week was a very pleasant day. The high temperature was somewhere in the neighborhood of 9-10 degrees Celsius. The roads were clear from snow, and we had a very wonderful trip up and down from here to Billings, Montana. So all is well that ends well, and I hope it's the same with you. Very good. Let me give a pause here, take some more check-ins. Hopefully there are some check-ins, and we'll go from there. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Hearing nothing, I was listening to and talking to on DMR to I guess they called themselves an expedition station to two remote islands in the South Pacific this past week, and obviously they were also giving out QSL cards, and they had a designator of an IOTA designator, Island on the Air. And I was thinking, and I haven't looked at it yet, but I was wondering whether Malta, Gozo, Camino, Comineto, I guess it still exists, Filfla, whether they all have an IOTA number. It would be kind of fun to to try to go to these places. I know there's I assume, well, I know that there's a fairly regular ferry service to Camino, judging from the number of people who are on the beach, especially in summer. But it was just one of those thoughts, and I've had it for a while. If I was still on Malta, I would probably operate on a regular basis from Camino. It's not free. It's a bit expensive, but it could be a lot of fun, especially when band conditions are favorable, and when there's coverage from the internet to set up a DMR station. Any comments or suggestions or thoughts or anything else where we can spice up the net for the summer, so to speak? And for those who listen to us on YouTube, there's a link below in the YouTube channel to send an email, and feel free to do so as well. To put a suggestion in or a comment, and we appreciate it very much. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, and I timed myself out. I apologize.
This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Jerry, I have made some communications last week, actually, and there is some interest and support and help to set up a special net sometime in summer, probably around August, from an outside location. And you remember the thing we had spoken about once? Or I found someone, one of the new hams who I discussed the the idea with him. He liked it, and he'll be ready to help. So I'm trying to sort out the permissions thing with the authorities of the location, and I'll keep you updated. Back to the net. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Well, in fact, I was watching a video on YouTube about Torre Labiat in Melilla, I think it is, if I remember correctly. As many times as I went swimming over there, I should, but it's been decades. And I was thinking, maybe slowly we could get permission to operate from each one of the 14 towers that are around Malta, Gozo, and Camino. And, it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a team effort. And so there has to be people helping people. We all understand the nature of being a volunteer. And we also all understand that if a volunteer is doing a great job, he or she will end up doing the great job all the time, which is kind of unfair, but that's the way it is. But I have been also on teams of volunteers who were organized and had an itinerary and a schedule, and everybody shared the responsibility of getting something done on a volunteer basis. I don't know whether we have an update from the museum. I haven't heard anything about that in a while. And maybe that would be, I was thinking, and I can think out loud, I suppose, whether that would be a good place to start to get a taste of what it involves, what is needed, not necessarily wanted, but needed, to set up a small station and host the net from there. And you'd be surprised how many items go onto the list, and some of which, if you forget, you have to